Hello and welcome to the final episode of Awful Neutral Season 1. It's been a hell of a ride, and with me, as always, for his final rodeo, is Dave Callens as...
No more rodeos? I was not told about this.
Oh my God, rodeo
Jesus.
Yeah,
All right. Sorry, we'll fix it in post.
Our next campaign is going to be set in a big city, not in like a country, so no rodeos. Like maybe a cat rodeo for like kids. That's really kind of a fashion thing.
Do the cats get to wear the hat? Like the little cowboy
even
hat?
more like Kevin.
Perfect. Speaking of which, yes, Kevin, Noble Tabaxi Paladin. At your service.
And Salvador Viesca as...
It's Clint Beischer. The name badges I just noticed are slightly rearranged. We kept having issues in Discord. So today I'm going to be playing Clint. This is a wig. No, I was Lothario de la Pulga. It was an honor serving myself and serving my self-interest and meeting myself. Just had a blast. And I'm just buying time till Damien.
That's great. I'm fixing it right now.
I'm Sarah Lee Steiner.
But keeping it real for audio only listeners, Sarah Lee Steiner, who will you be playing today?
I will be playing Lothario de la Pulga.
Yeah, you're playing Sal.
I've been finally waiting 4 years for this moment. I'm so excited. I'm going to fuck up everything. I'm sorry. I can't curse in the first 10 minutes. See? Ruined it all. Damn it.
Oops.
Very Gertrude of you.
I know. I'm going to be playing Gertrude. I'm trying to talk about her without cursing because we're trying to fulfill the live stream agreement that we're not going to curse in the first 7 minutes.
8 seconds. 8 seconds.
8 seconds?
So
we made
it. Fuckity fuck fuck.
Wow.
Fuck Gertrude, she's a shit bag.
Oh, man.
I did not agree to be on such a filthy podcast, guys.
Awful neutral after dark.
You know, and
Well, good
Goodness
news is
gracious.
next week.
Good news is
time. Did I cut out?
You're good.
Briefly.
Yeah.
You're fine.
A
Sound
little
like a
bit.
keyboard.
Let's keep rolling.
I hit the cord.
It
Listen,
TK'd you a
recording
little
from
bit.
home is so hard once we have a nice studio like we had last week. For those of you who don't know, our studio space flooded. So we had to revert back to home studio. If you want to donate, we have the GoFundMe.
Surprisingly, that was
account
not
up,
because of
but
Gertrude's IBS.
Yeah.
It was not my fault.
It was
Let
Let the
Why?
record show that
Yes.
Dave Callens refused to flush before the live stream started, and I blame him.
Where did that come from, by the way? That was like a running joke last week.
Because it was you saying you didn't flush the toilet.
Where'd it
No,
come
someone
from?
said that to me, and I was like, sure, why not?
No.
And
Let's
that's
make
why
that
you
a
don't
joke.
yes and.
Yeah, speaking of which, I was going to wait, but Sarah Lee brought it up. If you were tuning in last week on the stream, we were recording from our brand new studio. But if you didn't know, because you're not a San Diego resident, San Diego experienced the wrath of God that night after we left. And literally 24 hours after we left the studio, that entire building flooded under 4.5 feet of water.
You don't think it was anything we said on the podcast that did
It's
it?
because we didn't have enough viewers.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of storm gods we failed to pray to every episode. I think we did ask this. You know, Torm only asked for a goat a year, and we're not even giving him that, so we have no right to complain.
We kept saying streaming so many times that we flooded everything.
Guys, I actually heard that we left the stream on. And it just kept on, kept on streaming, and it
wasn't even water; it was data. That just flooded 4 feet of data.
Did we cross the streams?
Like the sticky bandits in Home Alone. Like for some reason they just flood. Like, why are you doing this?
The wet bandits.
The wet
that's the second one. There's the sticky
Yeah,
bandits.
Their MO advances. I like the idea of characters who change their MO.
Yeah.
And I also like that they're immortal because Kevin, try as he might, could not kill any of those guys. Throwing bricks off 3-story buildings, nothing.
Yeah.
So, which came first, the wet or the sticky? I think I missed that.
Wet
Well,
first.
let me tell you about sex ed.
I'm waiting.
So that whole week. So if anybody would like to, we'll post the a link to GoFundMe our socials. If you guys want to donate to San Diego's Finest, they're a studio that was working with us, gave us a chance, and I'd like to think because of us and our atheism towards storm gods, we caused this. So jump on and support San Diego's finest city.
It's San Diego made factory flood damage 2024. It's in the chat right now. And the good news is they're at 29,000 of the 50,000 goal in about a week, just under a week. So hopefully we'll be back at it in the studio of some kind soon enough.
And next week we have plans to be back in the studio, live again. We're going to keep grappling with it. Thank you for your patience. And
is that what we're calling your living room? Is a studio? That's what we're
Tax write-off, baby.
Can we use your dogs
as
my
OnlyFans in there? It's my studio.
Yeah.
Let's call the dogs interns. Let's call your living room a studio.
Nose fetishes.
Let's call ourselves a success.
Moving right along, Mr. Jesse Egan. Who will you be playing today?
I'll be playing Chudderonimus Q. Bingsley, y'all. That's Chudley Chew Rat. And I'm glad to be here in my own closet again, where there's no flooding.
And Clint Beiser, tell us who you're going to be.
Hi, I will be the reason the podcast was late today. My technical difficulties were the cause, and I will also be Chet Bland Kate here, also known as Artificarian. I like making robot people.
And I am your Dungeon Master, Damien Mercado. And if you noticed that I'm a little slow today, just know because I was in the ER.
Eating paint chips.
I was in the ER till 5 for eating paint chips. They had to pump all the lead chips out of my stomach. No, I had an emergency. I got pumped full of steroids. I was coughing it up. So thank you for bearing with me as we are doing our best to cope with a very rough week. Well, let's get started. You guys have just saved the world, the universe, in fact, many realities.
Yeah,
we did.
Typical Tuesday.
Unfortunately, not the reality where San Diego flooded. We did not save that one.
Yeah, the one we've missed. We saved the MCU, the DCU, the Disney U.
So, did you really save? If we couldn't save the studio, was it even worth it?
Nope. I traded it all for the studio.
You don't know how. How the other worlds are reacting to this, but you do know that in Oklahoma, the city where Bertrand Sandville is the steward for the rightful governor who has just returned, Chud Bingsley, an impromptu kind of world party. Think of it like a Matrix. The day they defeated the machines, all the humans and machines are dancing in the streets. It is kind of an impromptu, historians would later refer to it as an impromptu flame festival, as Genuine with Pops Les Auteurs brought the party and catered for as many people as they could. And it is there in that celebration that we are going to pick up. All of the power players are there. Bertrand, even Lothario, you can kind of, even though she's like an expert rogue, like you'll kind of see her, like if somebody walks by, you'll see Lothario's mom giving an approving stare at Lothario, and then somebody else walks by and she disappears.
The chanclas are on her feet. She's not even thinking of flinging them at anyone.
Weapons are not at the ready.
They're not even in their chancla holsters.
The proudest she's ever been of you.
What's everybody doing at this party, at this rager? Of course, ponies playing in the background. Genuine.
It's the one song on loop for like 4 hours, and no one minds.
The extended remix.
The song. Like they don't. He doesn't have to do anything else here in Sasagaria.
I mean, I know Chet Blanquet in robot form it has a stranger who is wearing New Balances. He kind of has them cornered at the party. So here's the other benefits of having a robot body. I really highly recommend it. I can turn off my emotions. You know, all those times where you'd blow your top, you could just go flip. I feel fine. It's amazing. And just going on about different
there,
benefits to a robot body.
She is not.
Okay.
There's this kind of, if nobody else has anything to add, everybody's partying, but just because there's a lot of rebuilding to do, and just because the world is saved, a lot of the power structures that kind of led to the world to be this way, as far as you guys know. So you guys are kind of planning what the next move is, or at least some of the more responsible people are doing that at the party. Like they're planning cleanup the next day. All right, how are we going to do cleanup? And it is that moment that Chad Privilegington VII, noted influencer in this world, burst in, and he has a ton of his they look like gym bros carrying in like sacks and sacks of gold. They're dispersing it. He's throwing it up in the air. They're throwing it at people, and and he has his Rocky Talkie up, like he's streaming the whole thing. I got to. He goes, that's right, Chaz Privileging the Seventh here, bro. Yeah, I just got Christmas Caroled by 3 ghosts last night who scared the shit out of me. And they all had like Hellraiser stuff. It's apparently some dude named Lothario de la Pulga. I think they're throwing a party for him here now. Like rescued my ancestor in hell from being like cut up, and like yeah, he like basically has tortured me till he got me to give away my money, which is actually kind of a blessing because like I don't really want to be rich. What I want to be is an influencer with my alpha bros, and that's, money's not the way to power. Being an alpha dog and gym time is the way to power. And this is the stream going on in the background as people are throwing around money.
You don't take it with you, bro. You don't take it with you.
You don't take gains with you either, bro, but you still do it.
All you leave behind is the memories.
The real gains are the friends we made along the way.
Bertrand Sandville, during this party, everybody start thinking about what you want to do after this party in the time to come. Tiffy, Bertrand Sandville approaches you.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffy, I'm glad he's a little buzzed. Tiffy, so he's like stumbling up to you. I've done a ton of things. Good job. You're a hero. Thank you. By the way, you are in your
Underwear.
Warforged body, correct?
Correct. Proudly.
Which is underwear.
His metal underwear.
Tiffy, I was gonna wait till after the party till a sensitive subject, but I got a little bit of liquid courage in me. Somebody spiked the oatmeal, so I'm.
You would ask me to do the robot dance. Beep, beep, boop, 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 boop.
He's doing an old man's robot dance.
Anything for you.
Love it when he does that.
Oh, sorry. Somebody might have put some DMT in my oatmeal too.
Domo irrigato.
Anybody know where to get more of this oatmeal?
Pops Leotter brings out another thing of party oatmeal. It says no kids.
I'll take some of that. Give me doubles. A double, Pops. Thank you.
What can I do for you, Mr. Sandville?
That guy can make oatmeal cool again. Thank you.
I don't know why so many hot dogs.
Is that what you wanted to come to say to me about the oatmeal?
No, I'm sorry. I'm tripping balls here. My mistake.
Oh, you got into the Gertrude dander.
He gets lost in a second just thinking about his ex-wife. He starts licking his lips too in like a really uncomfortable way. Oh, yeah. It's kind of the least likable moment that Bertrand Sandville has had. I'm sorry. I'm a little fucked up right now.
You know, I gotta tell you, you're one of my favorite ex-son-in-laws. One of my top favorite ex-son-in-laws. I wish I had known you while you were married.
Well, thanks. You would have been a great father-in-law. You and I could have sat there and talked about the issues, really hashed it out.
Yes, I think I have some stuff to do.
Yes, I was a little. Nobody threatened me with a shotgun when I married Gertrude. I felt very unvalidated as a husband who married somebody from your. I think trashy is the culture. Gertrude's culture, not yours per se.
Trashy baby will eat.
I'm sorry about being rude, but I need to ask you, Tiffy, what are we gonna do with all these Warforged?
Oh, I'm gonna revamp them and sell them to people to be their new bodies.
Well, I wanted to talk to you because I think there are some grave ethical concerns here.
Because I technically, I looked into it, I technically own all of them since they are my design.
Yes, and that is certainly something to look about.
So
I think we need to decide what we're gonna do because these are divisive figures. On one hand, they're powered by elven souls. As a matter of fact, many of the Warforged are starting to like. There's like a couple of Warforged around who are, servants, maybe in part of your things you're working on. They're like, why do I have memories of being a dwarf? Why do I have a racial hatred towards orcs? Why do I remember being a skilled craftsman?
Why is this JFK?
I love stone.
I
Why
have
is
a lot
Gamora-
of studying to do.
So I mean, theoretically, we live in a world where souls clearly exist. I was thinking either we have your solution of just turning them into some sort of market enterprise. We also could. I was thinking, what if we either you were to work with you. You're the only Warforged I know who has come full circle, has learned to appreciate himself, has started a new life as a Warforged. I was thinking, what if you were just some sort of counselor to help Warforged who want to, not be a robot anymore, or maybe we just deactivate them all and allow them to go to their personal heavens that they all pray to.
I think we could do. I wanted to go into your accent for a little bit there.
I do am a verbal chameleon. If I'm in Wisconsin for a day, I
Verbal
start saying "oh
chameleon."
dear."
And also, my vocal processors can make any voice, so it's like just really easy to go into different ones, and it's kind of a blessing and a curse
have
thing.
all the voices. The top 1%
Yeah,
of 1%.
Well, anyways, I think we do a case-by-case basis then. I'll counsel them, see if the new soul can either come forward or if it is being tortured in a hell of loss and confusion. And then we'll take care of those ones.
All right, well, I mean, just so you know, it's going to be very hard to get the world's healing right now, but there's a lot of hatred towards these Warforged. I think you heading up some sort of, I don't know, just spitballing Department of Warforged Relations might go a long way. And you can handle the department there, and you say you're going to counsel them as they come to you, or will you seek them out? As they, many of them, I don't really know, but there wouldn't have therapy in this world. But I would imagine that help is something that your average sentient being has trouble asking for, let alone an autonomous automaton.
Let me explain something. I lived 2 lifetimes as my arch enemy, dealing with these robots. So actually, on the second round, I had the foresight to build in some fail safes into the robots. So I already have them all set to come in.
Okay, and in the time from this, in the year, 10 years, 20 years, what do you do? How do you see that we're going? Your job as Chief Warforged Minister.
Well, for one thing, one of the earliest things that he does is he tries to get one conversation with Gertrude that hey, we just saved the world conversation. And he'll say, Gertrude, I have something I have to tell you.
Are you pregnant?
I've actually been a time cop this whole time. I'm from the far distant future, and I was sent back to save your mother's life. And in that, I ended up falling in love with Ms. Blanche Poubelle. And I became your father, sent back from the future.
It's like a Quantum Leap reboot.
You mean to
but
tell
I did
me?
take acting classes while I was L. Ron Hubbard a couple times. Yeah, no, I wasn't sent back from the future. Wouldn't that be something?
You mean to tell me that my whole life I have had one motto, fuck 12, and you come in here and you just, without me knowing, betray my motto, my life?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Hey, let me put it this way. We don't know each other, and it'd be cool to get to know you, but if you never want to know me, that's cool too. I do have a present for you.
Is
I
it
can
therapy?
make you a fairy. You know your lifelong dream to become a fairy? I can build you a fairy body. Just saying. Daddy's got you. If you want, I can make you a robot fairy body. Okay, moving on. Anything else you want to say to me?
Real tempting. Real tempting.
Take
I'm
off.
I'm gonna talk to my therapist, and then I'm gonna get back to you because
The robot therapist? I
I'm
think
supposed
that's
to be
him,
like
too.
enforcing healthy boundaries for this relationship, and then you're gifting me. I feel like it continues this narcissistic abuse dynamic that I've
Hey,
been
I'm
trying to
not.
break
I'm
away
not
from.
exactly trying to buy your love, but
You literally
if
just
I
offered
could,
to completely change my body into my dream after you told me that you've betrayed my most inner motto of creed of life and code of life. We trust no cops.
yeah, I was kidding the whole time. You missed the part. You were too enraged. I was.
You're too
I said I
enraged.
took acting classes. I wasn't actually from the future. That was just a joke, honey. I'm bad at jokes.
You're bad at being a dad. That's what it is. You're a bad father.
I own that. For a while, I was like, it's not my fault. I was forced into a life of not being around you and changed into a robot against my will and everything. But hey, that's the past. I love being a robot, and I think you would too. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all I really care about, baby.
Don't
And
call me
transmission.
baby.
What? Oh, okay. I mean,
And
you are my baby, though.
I'm gonna puke.
I'm wearing New Balances.
they're the only shoes that come in double wide. Daddy has a wide foot.
I'm a robot. I don't need to be wearing shoes. I'm still wearing New
Yeah.
Balance.
I was gonna say
just
you
wanted to point
you
that
can
out.
make your own body and you choose a body that has double wide feet and requires special orthopedic shoes.
Hey, he's great in the ocean
And
with those flippers. Come on.
He also weighs like
And then
900
the rust.
pounds, so like it really
he
wears
sinks.
through those New Balances very fast.
I'm dense. I'm a dense boy.
Tiffy, in the years following this night, so with that relationship with Gertrude, that sounds like not the best daddy-daughter interaction, but compared to where we're coming from, that's the road to healing we're on. Now, Tiffy, how do you spend the years? One of the charges of your position is that every Warforged has to be interacted with in some way.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it takes a little bit, through the years, and if there's other little adventuring things, you could knock those out. But
I systematically spend time assessing them and running tests and having them write out surveys that I write out, and I first identify the robots that will most likely be able to become therapists themselves, and I focus on fixing them first, so then I create an army of Warforged therapists for Warforged, because mental health is important.
what percentage of the Warforged do you think wanted to go to their afterlife of dwarven or elven afterlife versus Warforged who wanted to make a go of it versus their new body?
I think based on it was A. Ron Hubbard's technology that merged these souls, because a lot of them aren't even singular souls; they're like merged souls, and so there's about 37%. That wasn't a good thing.
About.
Yeah,
As you
36.4%. So it's about 37.
I like the idea that you're the Jaime Escalante of I have to reach these Warforged. You're going along, and so maybe you just got done converting the last and counseling the last of a group of really hard to get to Warforged, but you did it. And as you were leaving the city, you were maybe even on your jetpack, flying back to Duke's Court like Rocket Man. At that point, in your Terminator vision,
There's a song there.
Mhm. And we can't license it.
In your Terminator vision, you notice catastrophic failure power source. You see like the little battery, like your Iron Man vision, the power is being drained. Warning. You actually crash out of the sky, your rocket hits the ground and you go tumbling. Your Warforged body tumbles end over end. You're there for a little bit till finally you power down. And that's
He drops a shit ton of gold rings like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, and
And it is at that point that you're staring down at your warforged body. You look at your hand, though, and you can see your elven hand. And that is when Ogma appears. We're sorry, darling. These warforged bodies never give out unless it's an act of God or something. Ugh. Nobody. They really built these things to last. You and AA did a fantastic job.
Yeah. What's going on, bud?
Well,
This is cool.
you've
I
lived
like
a lot
this.
of lives, and truth be told, there's a lot of pressure to you've done a lot of good, you've done a lot of bad. There's a lot of pressure to kind of get you off this plane, darling. All right, but don't worry. And don't think you're coming with me, darling. That burned this bridge a long time ago. Unfortunately, when you died, your soul, when your former master was Osmodius, king of hell. And when he died, there was no claim to your soul. But guess what? There's a claim now, and they really want you back, darling.
Oh no.
And it is at that point that have you guys seen The Frighteners? Like a giant worm, that's only viewable through the other world, bursts out of the ground, and standing in the mouth is one Miss Blanche Poubelle.
Chetty!
She looks like a super metal version of herself, in that she has like big horns coming, like ram's horns coming out the front of her head. There is like a crown of fire above her head, and in her pocket you can see that she has this bright gold contract like King Triton and Ursula had from Little Mermaid.
Chetty!
Oh, Chetty, I've missed you so much. I'm sorry, I had to summon you back. Guess what? Hell is the new leader. Guess who's in charge?
Knowing my baby.
She puts her hand out to you and guides you onto the worm, the disgusting worm, which looks disgusting from the outside, but inside, kind of nice. Leather seats. It's like being on a really nice elevator.
You're gonna love it in there, Chetty.
He
I
had a
got
really
brand
nice
new-
elevator.
Got a brand new calzone hovel in hell.
In fact, as you go down, that is the first thing you notice, is that as you're going down through hell looks completely
Every layer has a
different.
calzone hovel.
It is all one giant Mall of America calzone hovel. You see, the contract Blanche has just says that she needs to provide a place for souls that didn't live well, and needs to find a way to deal with these souls. Now, Osmodius was a fallen angel who loved torturing mortals. But truth be told, Blanche Poubelle, most of the people she knows are mortals. And so Blanche Poubelle has kind of created a system of restorative justice in hell. In fact, as you descend...
My heaven!
You descend down, and the Avernus, which used to be the wastelands of hell, is now like kind of a long line, like getting into like there are a bunch of people with like buzzers just waiting to get in.
Like Applebee's.
There's a hostess. You see a hostess that's a giant, angry-looking druid, and it says, "Hello, my name is Brundwell, former governor of Oklahoma, trainee, host trainee. Hello, how many in your party?"
I hope Damien wrote like downer endings for all of us, like Requiem for a Dream. We're all just like,
Hell was a bad place, but this place actually seems pretty nice. Hell was a bad place because the owners made it a bad place. This is a place where like you see people becoming better, people improving, people.
And there's scrapple everywhere.
And the scrapple is never. It's always real scrapple. It's not a ground up possum and raccoon that I found that wasn't even hit by a car that I just appropriated.
That was my own recipe, quote unquote, scrapple.
And the Diet Pepsi's actually Diet Pepsi.
and the waterfalls are substantially less viscous.
Yeah.
and the snozberries taste like snozberries.
The beaches are
boy.
great. It's not some sort of animal ejaculate coming through stuff. It's actual water, salt water. It's a beautiful place. We actually give people something to hope for down here. People from
Tell
the
us how you
heavens.
make it.
People from the heavens vacation here.
You made Florida.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can finally retire.
In fact, we're going to go ahead and stop there. Gertrude,
Okay.
Oh gosh.
we'll be back.
Ha,
Gertrude,
church.
what do
Yes.
you see? What happens after the party? After this conversation with your dad? I have a few things lined up, but what do you picture?
I picture myself calling a hotline for victims of bad father abuse and talking to a counselor of like, he can offer me the one thing I've always truly wanted, to be a fairy. Do I do it? Should I do it? I don't know. I need advice. I need somebody. I want to summon Jeremy Cricket for advice.
Yeah, you hang up the phone with the Miss Cleo sounding psychic lady. I have a very offensive voice. I can't. And she just hangs up. Jeremy Cricket. Well, howdy, Gertrude. I think that sounds like a mighty good deal, but healing is your journey. All I can do is say that the fact that you're even talking about this and seeking help from others is a positive step.
Regret this immediately. You're disgusting.
No, don't unsummon me. It's so painful. Ah!
Why are you so cheerful and happy? I want you to be full of bitterness like me. It's gotten me so far in life. Look at these frown lines. They're beautiful.
You say that, but at that point, your walkie-talkie is blowing up. At least check your phone, and at least every one of your exes has, who's still alive, has sent you, except for Bertrand, who's there, who's just kind of like passed out. He's like vomiting in a trash can.
Suck it up, wimp.
I overserved myself on oatmeal. Just 1 second. Blowing up, hey, hero of the world, you up? Hey, sexiest ex-wife I've ever had. As a matter of fact, cut to...
Not sexiest wife, Mighty, just sexiest ex-wife.
They're just laying on the sugar. Who cares if it's true? You know?
It feels good to be wanted. That's all that matters.
In fact, you're enjoying all the attention you're getting as one of the heroes of the universe. In fact, we flash forward to you're in the Feywild and on the set of the Gary Winters show, which you guys have been on before. And it's just kind of a montage. The first time you're there, it's like it says at the on the Chiron at the bottom. I have 11 ex-husbands who all want me back. And like up the panel of chairs, you see Cletus Wiener, Oscar Mayer, Bertrand.
I need you, Gertie. I need that dandruff back.
Sean,
Like I was saying, Gary, it's so hard to be pulled in so many directions and just decide what truly is the best route for me. As a winner, as a hero, I need to set an example for young women out there who don't have people or role models to look up to, and they look up to me because I'm a great person.
She takes a huge drag. She doesn't smoke anymore. She spits. So she spits
I
tobacco.
just put more Copenhagen into my mouth as I say this.
Upper lip and bottom lip.
And then these 11 men fight over who gets to hold my spit jar.
Yeah, at that point,
I want to hold it. I kill you for that spit jar. Get out of my face. I love Gertie.
You hear a bottle break. All right, only one of us lives and gets Gertrude. There's like a big scrum on the Gary Winters stage. It cuts to also, it cuts to another time you're sitting on the stage and it's reuniting with my long lost sister, which I hate, and it shows Lenore coming out, taking her earrings off, and like just another brawl on stage. Gertrude, you actually become a fan favorite character. You have the most appearances on the Gary Winters show in history. As a matter of fact,
Humble brag.
years from now, when Gary Winters retires,
You actually marry Gary Winters.
yeah. In fact, that's kind of why you got before he died under mysterious circumstances, just days after marrying you.
Copenhagen poisoning. It gets the weak ones.
Just kissed him once. I don't understand. In fact, it's at that point that, like, you know how Ken Jennings took over Jeopardy for Alex Trebek? Gertrude, it becomes the Gertrude show. All of you are Gertrude's dudes. I mean, not really, but You know,
It's in your heart. It's a spirit you feel. Now check under your chair. Everybody get some drugs.
And you get
You get a
hepatitis.
bag of
and you get
dandruff. You get a
hepatitis.
bag of dandruff.
I've been waiting for this day. I've been in this audience for 15 years waiting. Cletus win the Oscar Miles here, baby.
Oh, they did my dandruff. Can I get another one?
I start flipping all the chairs.
Everybody get some hand jelly.
I got excited before you finished the words.
How does
This movement wasn't good either. So
I'm off the stream. I'm distracted now.
can we cross this over to an OnlyFans stream? And we'll just...
Well, I've got a little surprise for the cast, but you just ruined it. We
Oh.
are now on. Holy.
How does Gertrude pass eventually on her long Eladrin life? Does she pass like as part of like most people from Florida hitting a manatee with their fucking speedboat or something, or like a mountain biking accident? You wrestled a puma, or was it of old age, like
I thought she'd go like Elvis.
yeah, or John Belushi or something? Yeah, Jim Belushi. Unfortunately, she's still going and making crap.
What do you know about John Belushi's upcoming death? What do you know, Damien?
I truly think at some point it would be something stupid, but like Elvis-ish too, where it was like in the peak. Like things were starting to crumble and people were starting to have that like maybe
died
the
on the
equivalent
toilet,
of the
like
like Me Too movement, where they're like, I don't know, is she really the best role model for people? She's done some questionable things. And then before that could really sit too long, yeah, I want to say something like she slipped on jelly and like hit her head, and then it was just like a freak accident, and then that turns everybody like, oh, she died too soon. She was so wonderful, best TV show host ever. Let's forget all the bad things she ever did and just remember that one time she gave us all dandruff.
As a gift, you don't say no to gifts.
I
No.
still get flashbacks from spinal fluid from that dandruff that's still in my body. Like, so it's the gift that keeps giving. Although I did
She's a
have
part of
DUI
all
from
of
it,
us.
so,
She's a part of all of us now.
Yeah.
yeah.
I want that dandruff to be so strong it permanently affected your DNA for the next several generations.
Like microplastics.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
everybody. When you, so you pass out, you hit your head, and you wake up, and you're sitting at a booth in a calzone hovel, sitting next to Chet Blanchett, sitting next to Mom and Dad, and possibly Loretta. She's led a hard life. She
You
probably passed
finally
before-
came home.
Loretta
Died
was actually
like
the first
saving.
one.
Yeah,
She
Loretta
got
died
here
like
fast.
saving children out of a burning building or something.
That
Yeah.
Gertrude lit on fire.
Yeah, I started the fire, and she goes in, and then she saves the children, but she like perishes.
I've got a surprise for you, Gertie. I know you've been waiting for this for a long time, and I bring out, for the first time ever, for her to eat, an actual pizza. It's an unfolded calzone. I know. I prefer the calzone formation of over all other Italian foods, but you wanted this flattened, and I never gave it to you, so now you may have it.
In fact,
Personal pan.
it's
That's
like
all I've ever wanted.
it's delivered like a birthday cake from a restaurant. Like the servers come, you know, like it's like a big deal. Like they come and sing a song. And Gertrude, at that moment, you
We got real tears, guys.
Amy got his tears. Tears for this episode.
I told Sal I was gonna get some tears, and it's already happened. Check right there.
To be fair, he's been telling me to make me cry for the last 4 years, and he got you instead.
I've been poisoning
These are
the
happy
Visine.
tears.
And I've been pouring that in Jesse's drink.
Receiving imaginary pizza made Sarah cry. That's great.
It's the end of it. It's all I've ever, because this campaign healed real emotional wounds.
I think you might actually like another
But
surprise.
inflicted others.
Look at one of our new trainees who's having a tough time getting his wings, if you know what I mean. And that's what
You've just always wanted Sarah. You've always wanted Jesse to be your mom. Is what.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in real life, my mom loves Jesse more than me. So.
I get
Sarah,
that.
so do all of us.
He's
so
what you call a
it's-
mensch. Like, come on, man. You look and you see like the world's worst server. He's like fucking up the orders. You know, like his like what he's writing in his pad is like chicken scratch. Like
He looks a lot like Kevin, by the way.
Hello, I got a new job. And it's Trucker, your ex-husband, who set you off on this adventure. He sees you, and there's like an upshade. He's the one who hit you, and like a frying pan comes out of nowhere and just smacks him on the back of the head. That's right. You're going to be a trainee for a while down here. Got a lot to learn. Laying hands on my Gertie. He has like this shameful look and like kind of scurries away to go wait at another table or to go back to the busing station.
Get back to
Well,
the
guys,
scrapple carving area. I have a giant like gyro, one of those here, but it's scrapple, just rotating. Carve!
That new server is kind of cute, huh? You think I should go for it?
Follow your heart.
Now I want you to
Ask,
know. Yes, sir.
ask your father first.
Yeah.
What do you think, Daddy?
Oh, we're here to protect you if he ever hurts you again. That's something.
It wasn't a yes and it wasn't a no, so.
Oh, don't worry about that. She snaps her fingers and the frying pan hits him in the back. A frying pan materializes hits him back in the head again. I can do that whenever I want. If it gets fresh with you, tell
I
me,
will
Gertie.
preemptively hurt him.
And by the way, there are some powerful things about knowing the ruler of hell. For example, I just wanted you for a family visit. You can leave whenever you want. You're actually, like you notice, like there's horns that started. You're actually a kind of leadership. You're like a princess of hell now. You can do whatever you want.
I
Wait,
want a
Casey
tiara
DeSantis.
in the shape of a pizza slice.
In fact, I had a whole. In fact, you have your whole realm of hell, and there's one realm of hell which does not look like a calzone hovel. It is just decked out like a kid's room, but a kid's room who loves meatloaf. Just meatloaf all over
But not-
every wall.
The singer of the food.
Just the food. Don't get too excited.
Oh, I was about to cry again.
Meatloaf himself is in hell for spreading vaccine misinformation.
Okay, I'm on.
But hey, he's your servant. Like, hello, sir. Welcome to your. I have all sorts of songs I'm going to sing. I will sing anything for you, but I won't sing that.
I'll sing. Yeah.
And so we're going to let's go back. Lothario.
I mean,
Yeah.
He's going to make out with Meatloaf, just so you guys know. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
to Lothario.
It closes out with "Mommy needs some
Weird.
sugar."
Weird.
Gertie, he's
Mommy
3
needs some
times your
loaf.
age.
That's incredible foresight that you killed off Meatloaf a couple years ago just for this. This
He runs a really
Yeah.
good campaign, man. It's
Yeah.
very, everything thought out everything.
Full
Pretty
circle.
stoked that you did
I've
that.
been laying seeds, like J.J. Abrams, Abrams in Lost, but really I'm not pretending, okay?
In hindsight, creating a pandemic to get us out of the studio was a mistake, but
Yeah.
you live and learn.
I didn't want to work anymore, man. Sorry. Lothario, what are you doing at this
Yes.
party? We're cutting back to that what Zion from
Yeah.
party from Matrix.
I'm walking around just feeling it, giving people nods and finger guns, and just like finally got my mom's approval. I presume. I mean, she didn't really say anything, but the fact that she didn't say anything negative makes me think that that's as much approval as I'll ever get. And then I'm also, because I'm a thief and I've been a thief for all my life, it's kind of hard to shake. I just am eyeing little pieces of attire on other people that I think I'd want. But because we save the universes, people are just giving me the things I'm looking at. It's like, hey, you've been looking at my belt for a while. Someone hands me their belt. You've been looking at these boots. Are they my size? Yeah, they're my size. I'm just getting gifted left and right. So I'm just walking with like this huge like knapsack filled with things. I look like a reverse Santa Claus,
Reverse Santa Claus.
positively pilfering people as they're walking by. And they're just happy to give it to the, because they're alive. And I'm not even holding it against them, which is like what I was gonna do. I was gonna be like, well, I did save no, but they're just like kind enough to do it. It's so I'm feeling good. I've never been this high except one time in college.
Somebody
Got into
passed
some
me a line of
dandruff.
dandruff, and
Yeah.
I'd never done dandruff before.
I was zooted for a week straight. Based on my classes, though.
As a matter of fact, as the months pass, you're living every thief's. You're Homer Simpson eating donuts in hell.
Yeah.
This is a pretty sweet life. But you kind of notice that since things have changed, even the Privilegingtons have given away their vast fortune. This new world that's being created seems less materialistic. People are just trying to build communities. Everybody's trying to help rebuild everything. We know there's not just one guy claiming all the land and becoming leader. It's kind of coming close to that maybe not the Star Trek world, but Star Trek, but it's a step along the way. It's a very positive thing. Like, people who are dicks and try to take advantage of the situation are usually dealt with by the community. And so in this world, I don't know, just being a thief is sweet. Like, if people are just like, oh, you clearly needed that gold more than me.
Oh, definitely not for other people, but for me, I love stuff.
Oh
I
yeah.
still love things, but I'm good at donating the things I'm not using as much. But under the condition that if those people want to donate those things, they have to run it by me first to see if I want it back.
First dibs.
I am giving away a lot of things. Mostly because I've gained weight after all the success. I'm less nimble. I'm just kind of resting on my laurels, and of course I can't wear a lot of the gear I used to wear. I've gone a couple sizes up, but I mean, it's not like I need to save the universe. It's saved. It's saved forever. It's never gonna have to be saved again, right, guys? Right?
Even with some love handles and like some little jowl action going on, Lothario is still an attractive man. He's like Alec Baldwin on 30 Rock. He's like a distinguished older gentleman.
Looks great in a suit.
He's gonna shoot somebody on accident.
He cut corners and had somebody shot.
Yeah.
He facilitated a murder. That was different. Completely different.
I've gotten really good at Rube Goldberg like murders, where it's a series of things, so it never comes back to me.
So you're living in Des Moines,
back home,
the thieving city of Des Moines, and it has really changed. This thieving city, like everybody's standards of living. Kids don't really seem to want to get into thieving as much nowadays. Maybe that's true. Kids don't want to thieve anymore. Kids don't want to steal anymore.
They want to read their damn books. It's annoying, and educate themselves and better themselves and earn their pay. It's not like when I was a kid.
Like you teach an elective class on pickpocketing at that Des Moines Community College, and nobody there's 3 kids who signed up for your class.
The signups have been dwindling, and they're mostly there just for fan shit. They don't even want to learn to pickpocket.
Getting selfies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nonstop, people ask to sign your autographs till finally. One day, you go into class, and instead of your class, it's your mother there.
Uh-oh.
And
I immediately say I'm sorry.
Pick your hands up. Oh God. No, how come you always think I'm going to hit you just because there's a long history of me beating the shit out of you because I had a bad day? I do not
She
understand.
hits him for thinking that. She's like, how do you think that, Smack?
I'm sorry for thinking you'd hit me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like a true narcissistic mom. Well, I guess you just had the worst childhood ever, just being trained to be the world's greatest thief. Well, I guess being the world's hero and savior of the world. I guess I was the worst mother ever who created a hero who saved countless lives. I
can't believe you finally admitted that to yourself, Mom. That's super. It was a sarcasm, wasn't it? I should have taken a sarcasm course in college.
It was, but as a sign of growth, if you remember, you had an older brother, Blothario. You're now the golden child. Blothario is now the one getting hit with it. Like, he starts to laugh when she's making fun of you, and bam, Chancla out of the corner,
golden Chancla
smacks Blothario on the side of the face.
And then I just die laughing because I've never actually seen a relative of mine get hit. It's always been me in first person receiving it. I'm like, oh, I get why you guys love that so much. You didn't even see it coming. Can you do it again? Oh my God.
Bam. Three she doesn't even have 3 Chanclas, but 3 Chanclas hit.
How many feet do you have? Jesus.
She's a holster.
It functions like Thor's hammer. She throws it and it comes back.
But
it
comes back.
God of War, yeah.
God of War Chancla.
Oh, great. Sorry, did you ask a question? I was too busy enjoying my brother finally getting smacked for the first time in his 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, it's too much to expect a narcissistic parent to change, but what has just happened, how the scapegoat has become the golden child, that's a miracle in and of itself. So,
It's a big step.
and all you had to do was suffer unimaginably in hell for lifetimes and save the world. That's all you had to give of yourself.
All you gotta do.
to,
Yeah.
to win
That's
your
a real
mother's
life recipe for dealing with a narcissistic parent. You got to go through hell at least twice.
love. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Now,
To halfway win their approval, and it's worth it, guys. It's worth going through hell for your narcissistic parent.
Temporarily halfway win their approval.
Yeah.
Audio. I
For
have
now.
something I would like to show you, and perhaps something that will. And she looks at. She doesn't want to insult you because you're now the golden child, but maybe something to get you back into shape, fighting shape. Yes. And
I'm in good shape. What? What?
I feel like
Are you
Homer's-
saying I'm not in good shape as I like wheeze my way across the classroom?
She like
Pair of-
grunt standing up.
Yeah.
A pair of running chanclas.
She snaps her fingers, and every one of the chairs in your classroom fills up. You would know as a master rogue that they had just been hiding. They were successfully hidden, stealthed, and now that you look, there are like a lot of plants around the classroom that people were probably hiding behind and
Yeah.
hiding behind the poles.
One guy in a Metal Gear Solid cardboard box just stands
Yeah.
up. You just see legs in the eye hole.
An exclamation
like-
point above his head. And you look, and all of these students have a passing resemblance to you. Lothario, do you remember all of these children? You've only met a few of them.
Uh-oh.
And you hear, Dad!
Uh-oh.
And instead of fearing this moment, like, oh no, there might be some accountability, instead they all rush you and give you the biggest hug. My dad is a hero. My dad saved the world, bitch. Like, my dad could beat up your dad and all the, but he's my dad too. That's it. You want to go?
And everyone that hugs him, he picks their pocket.
Yeah, but as I'm hugging them, I see and feel some of them picking my pocket, and I'm like, they are my kids. I love them all equally. However many kids there are, I will divide it by the amount of kids and give them equal amount of love. No more, no less.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, Lothario, because I heard that you were a little disappointed that the thieving arts are becoming a lost art in a way.
I mean, it just hurts to see my way of life go.
Well, I happen to know around 30 kids that just picked your pocket that
30 kids.
that would and that have quite an aptitude. Yes, it's class size can only fit 30. There may have been more, but it's class sizes nowadays. It's but every one of these is highly motivated and, more importantly, highly skilled. They must have come from good genes.
And also just high.
yeah, there is a kid vaping in the back. He's the one to be the hard
And
one. to reach.
highly
You're
high.
cool, Dad, but I'm cooler.
Does anyone smell strawberry milk vape? Who's doing that? Not in this classroom.
Yeah.
Not in this classroom.
We do blueberry vape only here.
Yeah.
But to his credit, whoever's doing it is doing a wonderful job stealthing where the vape is coming from.
You just see an O-ring appear randomly.
We were thinking that these children would need a very talented teacher to show them what greatness is if they are to be the cloak and daggers of the future.
I agree. I think that'd be a great way to live the rest of my life and not end up in hell eventually.
Do not worry about that. No. It is not productive. Not everybody goes to hell. That is ridiculous. Just one terrible family.
So do I walk up to the end of the classboard? I go to the whiteboard. It's no longer a chalkboard, it's a whiteboard. We've modernized a little bit. I flip my chair back. I'm like, let's sesh.
D.B. Cooper was the Jay-Z of his time. The training montage of, Lothario, teaching these kids. I would imagine, I don't know, are you more gentle or less gentle than your mother was when she was teaching you these skills?
Oh, way more gentle. Way more gentle. I come from a place of understanding. I treat them as I would have liked to have been treated.
Exactly.
The hardest thing for me really is just getting all their names down. I mean, 30 names in like an hour, in the first hour is just so hard. So I get them to do like a name tag situation at the beginning. I'm developing a system. I'm noticing who's more looks like me or takes after their mothers, and I'm still like researching in the back of my mind, like, who could have been this one's mother? Who could have?
He
I
just
don't
goes to
recognize.
meetings for all of them.
Is there a half? What was the last woman that I arm wrestled? Is there like a half orcish Lothario kid somewhere in there?
There isn't, because that child is probably like 1 year old, or like just like a toddler. Actually, no, you see like a toddler with like kind of greenish skin, but like
And
has,
beard.
yeah, has like a
It's
ninja
still a
mask on.
toddler brain. It's still a toddler brain. It's just a giant it's like, yeah, okay, her genetics definitely overtook
It's
mine.
baby Huey. Lothario, the Bertrand Sandville has approached me, and he has said that while the Earth is Sastagaria is a much safer place, they could always use there's always a talent for folks that can go unseen and protect problems and stop problems before they become big problems. Tell me if you like the name, but I was thinking giving Lothario his own Diablos. Lothario's Diablos. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but
I mean, we can work on that. I tell you this, Mom. I'll definitely consider it. And if I hear from your mouth that you're proud of me, I will definitely consider it harder. But I need to hear. Don't break eye contact. You always break eye contact. Look me in the eyes and tell me you're proud of me. I mean it.
What if I do something better? And she just goes over to Lothario and just starts beating him. After nothing but the tongue. Like over the knee, butt spanking. And she says, Lothario, I am old and change is hard. As she's like beating, and you hear your brother screaming in the background. But I can say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You were not the disappointment that I thought you would be my entire life.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
She's crying too.
I didn't think I'd get that. Oh.
And then
Yes. Yes. 1,000 times yes. I'll be Lothario's Diablo's leader.
And then there's one final spank that adds sneak attack damage.
Blunt force trauma.
And with your brother, who always used to give you just smirks as you were being beaten, you're the one. You're the one who smirks.
No. Can I walk up to my mother and be like, Mom, please, hand me the chancla. Then I give Lothario a couple tap and twos. Leave him looking like a baboon. Because they have red butts, right? They're the ones with the red butts.
Red butts.
They are now.
All right. Yes, and.
We'll come back to it, but Lothario, how do you see yourself passing? Old age? We're not going to get into it just yet, but
yeah, maybe when eventually my last born, I'm taking them on a little mini heist, like a training wheels kind of heist. And after we successfully steal the whatever it is, the object, the candlestick, I don't know, whatever.
Grand MacGuffin?
Yeah. I just sit down and have a rest and tell them to go on, and I just pass peacefully in someone else's chair. Only to be found like a week later when they come back from vacation. But all my kids felt love.
I will say the paramedic
Even the ugly ones
into the scene, like you somehow, even as a corpse, steal his watch. Like it winds up in your pocket.
Yeah, my hand falls off and then just kind of hooks, and then yeah. There's a knowing glint in my dead, milky eye.
And at Lothario's funeral, armies of children dressed like ninjas, like, it looks like you're the head of in the Warriors, you're like you're giving a speech. But it's just all like scantily.
Still a little bit of vape rings, and I never narrowed down who was the one vaping in all those years. Just like a vape ring covers me as the bagpipes play the bagpipe song that cops usually get. I'm really confused about my allegiances.
Listen, I like bagpipes, not cops.
Yeah. Hey, we got a cop in chat. We love cops.
So I love Korn. Korn is the only new metal band brave enough. Lothario, reasonably as a rogue, probably is not the biggest fan of. Who knows? People get more conservative as they age. I feel like.
Yeah. Change my stances.
He's got a thin blue line patch on his shirt.
It's just so I don't get pulled over.
Those are the ones they always pull over.
Kevin, what are you doing at this party?
Oh, at the party, I just want to preface this by saying this line has been 4 years in the making. Kevin stands in the middle of everybody and he yells, "And I'm hammered!" holding up a bottle of Magic Missile, which is the D&D equivalent of Fireball.
It never misses. Wink.
He's playing at this party. He's with his 18 dexterity and plus 11 athletics. He's playing beer pong on both sides.
I love it. You're Forrest Gump for so many reasons. Throughout this entire party, Kevin, there have been paladins from around the lands who come up to you, drop to a knee like you're some great saint. Saint Kevin, I renounce my oath to Celestia, and I pledge myself to you, Master Kevin, Master of Cats.
Everyone who kneels down, he knights them with his hammer, but just a little too hard because he's drunk.
Bonk.
He's just like bonking people.
There's a
Dislocating
ton of
shoulders.
like, dislocated shoulders and like concussions, like big cartoon Tex Avery lumps on their head. Like
To them, that's their mark of Kevin.
Yeah.
That's the mark that they all have a unique mark.
As the years progress, Kevin, your form of your style, your oath of being a paladin has swept the lands. You know, it's
The non-paladin paladin.
You're the non-paladin
Yeah,
paladin,
paladin.
and you're more fun. Like you don't have to be as stuffy. It's kind of like being a paladin was really just for the nerds in life. Like, I'm telling on you, like those who became now cool kids become paladins.
He's also, as the years went on, he's a little out of shape. He's like endgame Thor now.
He's a chunk.
Yeah.
I love it.
With the punk rock album.
You go through a ton of adventures. You regularly visit Lothario in Des Moines. You briefly start a team of mercenaries who help you if you have a problem. If you can find them, and if you have a problem, and can avoid.
God damn it! I was gonna use that as my end.
can avoid being hit with a hammer. Call the Q team. Finally, you're an elderly cat. What did you? Is there anything? You're an elderly cat. What are you doing?
Well, I've lost a few of my 9 lives along the way. I think after our 4-year sag, I probably like 5 left. But then I lost some in silly ways, like being old, and I would hold up my head, saying my hammer, but then the hammerhead falls and hits me on the head, and I die. That's 1 life. And then another one, like as a cat, I'm like knocking a container off a counter, but it breaks, and it reveals that like Asmodeus' spirit was trapped in that bottle, and he comes out and kills me. I don't know, just different things. But my ultimate, I gotta do a little rewrite on your ending for me, because my ultimate dream is me and my good friend Lothario strolling town to town, and the narrator says, if you have a problem, if no one can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A team. But A is spelled E-H, like, maybe we can help you. Maybe we'll be all right.
If you're in Quebec or Vancouver or Toronto, call the A team.
Hey.
Perfect. And so there you are in your last life. You're an elderly, chunky tabaxi. And at that point, you see Smile Vester. He's making biscuits, in a blanket in your paladin temple.
Hello.
Smile Vester, how about you have a fun conversation and hand off your crown when you get a chance?
Oh. Well, hello. It's me, Smile Vesta. Have you finally expended all of your 9 lives?
Oh yes, I am down to my last one.
Here, let
Took
You
me-
look
you
very
longer than
good.
I
The years
thought.
have been kind to you, friend.
Well, thanks. You're looking a little chunky yourself, but that's just part of getting older. Listen, I've got one special gift to give you, and it's my crown. It smells a little like tuna. Enjoy. And I place this crown on his head.
Finally. You realize, for years I couldn't lick myself. Gods can't do that kind of thing. Finally, I get to just go be a regular cat.
Oh,
Meow.
The
What a
crown's
relief.
a little heavier than he expected. He kind of loses balance, falls and hits his head, and that was his last life.
No. I gotta put that crown back
He
on
just
now.
Puts it on your corpse. Kevin,
That was the quickest rain ever.
when you put on this crown, you have inherited. You are a minor D&D god. You have inherited all of the powers of the Cat Lord, which implies
Oh, you should not give Kevin more power.
you actually
Please
have
don't.
great power, perhaps greater than most gods. It's just getting you to use it, and like just getting you to pay attention. It's just, it's really difficult to get the Cat Lord to focus. And but immediately, all the thousands upon hundreds of thousands of cats that escaped from the Tome of Cats in our last 2 episodes, you can feel an instinctual connection between all of them. Do you have any marching orders or an ethos or any message you'd like to give to your cat ambassadors as they go out into the world and spread or not spread your message?
Oh, he doesn't do it intentionally, but he gets them all to cause chaos. He just doesn't realize it, but he's like, yeah, go cause chaos, but let them know it was me. Like he wants credit for all the bad cat things that happen in the world.
A bunch like all it's like you know how like in movies where the Antichrist is born around the world, there's like a bunch of disturbances like all around the world. There's like like one cat knocks off a bunch of glass that says Q, like you could see a Q, you know, it was here.
Yeah, it's all very cute, evil.
And that's why cats are like that today.
Yeah.
Because
You
of
had the
Dave.
chance to make them sane, lawful creatures, but no, let's double down.
It's a good origin story.
Lastly, Mr. Chud Bingsley.
Howdy do.
Is there anything you want to do at this party? Bertrand Sandville will say, stay away from that oatmeal unless you like.
Well, too late. I already had 3 bowls, and I am flying, Bertie. But I did want to powwow with you and talk about this governorship. How's it been going in my absence?
Well,
I know that it's time for me to get back to work.
I want you to know that yes, of course, you know I'm here to return your governorship. My stewardship is done. You can take over my Oklahoma, and really make it a town for footballs again. But if you still got some wild seeds you gotta sow, Bertrand's here. I'm not going anywhere because I can't walk very well since I had that oatmeal. I think I'm freaking out right now.
If that offer still stands, then me and my pal Gonk, we're gonna go fishing. We had a little side adventure plan called Gonk Fishing. So
Go fishing. I love
we're
it.
gonna take off for a little while, perhaps even use that pirate ship that he's got and sail around, get into some shenanigans, and catch some fish.
I'm glad you said
I don't eat fish myself, but I just throw them back and heal them first, because
Well, well, I'm glad you said that because I just got done talking to Mr. Hulskin, and he's going to be the head of whatever new world, Sostagarian Defense Force. He's going to be the head of the Admiral Gonk. He's going to head the Navy from pirate to admiral, only in Sostagaria, baby.
That's amazing. Well, I do want to have a reunion with my parents, Bada Bingsley and Chud Momsley, and my brother Mud, Beige, who I haven't seen in a while. So I'll probably have a quick, sit down with them, and then you'll see me. I'll come on back, and my whole goal is to make the land like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Because a lot of people don't know that my main mentor in life, who I look up to, is Captain Pickard. I love Captain Pickard, and that's who I'm gonna model my governorship after.
I can't have Earl Grey myself. Too spicy. Just overwhelms the senses. But yes, that would be great. So you do dream of forming some sort of post-capitalistic utopia That's something I can get on board with. Something that doesn't benefit the one person. And like he starts ranting, and then he throws up.
Yeah.
You can see Captain Friedrich doing a cake stand apropos of nothing behind you.
Mellison, check this out.
No.
Upside down.
Halsey gives her trademark silence with an impressed look.
No.
Chug.
No.
Chug. Real quick before we get to your thing, Jesse, we'll say that you have this little adventure. To our fans have ever played Chrono Trigger, picture the ending of Chrono Trigger, but Frogs ending on the New Game Plus ending. We're gonna see there's this evil island that's has two with the rock shaped like the Eric Hoker brothers' heads, and you just see a turtle and a furball with udders, just their silhouettes at the front gates. Then there's like a old boy style fight as they make their way to the top of the building, fighting through hordes upon hordes of warforged and mercenaries until finally they get to the top. There's a giant warforged machination with two heads that are laughing at each other while mocking you, like the Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets. Real quick for Gonk, he's not here today. Caleb could not make it today. Sorry, fans. He sends his love and wishes that he could. What happens? The final slash right down the Eric Hoker brothers' chest. They fall to the ground, potentially taking their last breaths. What do you or Gonk say to them?
Well, I'm gonna say, look, I'm sorry it had to come to this, boys, but you're dicks, and you had to go. And but it was a cool way to go, right? I mean, I cast an illusion. Gonk turned into like a Voltron, and then he pulled the sword out like that, and then he did that asterisk thing where he cut you into all different. That was pretty damn cool, huh?
Yeah,
I filmed the whole thing on my Rocket Talk. I got a new one, the 14 or 15, and
Don't say
it
yourself
looked really good.
Chud. When you were summoning that spirit ball, I was wildly impressed.
That was fun. I mean, for a final battle, I mean, wow, that was terrific. Sorry y'all missed it, but I filmed it so you can see it later.
Oh, I stomped on his head a second ago. They're both dead. You want to get out of here?
Yeah, let's take off. I could use a respite. Let's. I saw there was a little bar down there at the base of this nightmare fortress.
So
Let's
yeah.
Maybe tip back a couple of chocolate milks.
So you're doing that like amongst an army of corpses of like mercenaries that are littered all over the bar. They, but you guys just make yourself at home.
Yeah.
They got a Plinko machine. Well, they don't have these in the Orient. Does they still use that word?
I don't think so. No.
They don't say Plinko anymore. They're taking everything away from us.
They changed the name.
Isn't Plinko that Japanese breading? Okay, sorry, I was filling dead air.
So you follow Gonk around as he's admiral until finally you're through with your adventuring and you head back to Maloklahoma. What are some things you'd like to do to Maloklahoma?
Well, I'd like to clean up the environment. I'd like to see if I can borrow some of them Warforged to get some construction done on some different projects. We need some better sewers. We need aqueducts, all that Roman stuff. We need streets. We need all kinds of facilities. We need libraries. We need hospitals. Yeah. All we had up to this point is dark lightning, pretty much. That's a lot of what we had.
Yeah, you didn't.
Well, that's wonderful news. The Warforged need jobs. So it's I can definitely direct them towards you. They're sentient, self-actualized beings now, though. They're people. They're not like just slave labor.
Oh, that's good. Then we're going to have some interviews. I'm going to have to sit down with them and make sure that they, follow that they're up to the job. I mean, perhaps you could sit in on some of these job interviews and we could parse it out together, figure out who's ready for what jobs. And
hey, it's at least an excuse to hang out.
I love
I miss you. You're
yeah,
great.
Me too. Well, we can hire everybody. Well, let's just kick it while we do. That'll be great.
And you know, in today's job market, the job posting for being a warforged in Oklahoma wouldn't look that good because it'd be like, pay, you're a part of a community who needs money. You know, like there were a lot of snooty elves who were like, excuse me, I'm former elves as warforged who were not going to take that. But you end up creating this small utopia. You end up starting a fire, social fire that kind of spreads. You create kind of a model.
A type of social fire festival of sorts.
As a matter of fact,
Bum, bum, bum.
every year, Oklahoma is kind of like a Coachella type place.
Malochlachella, everybody.
More like a ponychella.
Yeah.
They call it Burning
Every year,
Chud.
the same headliner, Genuine.
They make a giant effigy of that giant Big Tex Big Chud sign in Oklahoma, and they burn it at the end of a several-day music festival. As a matter of fact, you become such a model culturally. Oklahoma went from being this backwater, but you've modernized it. They're now sewers. They no longer have to hire a fecal mancer to handle all the shit in town. They
Fecal man.
Wow, putting fecal managers out of work. That's not a good look.
He's gunning for my next character to be a fecal mancer. That's why.
Fecal mancer was actually a punishment for wizards who fucked up. If you fucked up, you're a fecal mancer.
I think that's Sarah Lee's character.
I cast break toilet.
I'm just so excited to have a new campaign where I don't have to be this person anymore.
My character is constantly constipated. Did you know that?
Yeah.
A choice you regretted for 4 years.
Because she's an opiate addict. Boom.
Take that, Elvis.
In fact, at a certain point, this Burning Chud, I don't know if you call it a chill festival, a flame festival, but
Milk Fest.
But eventually, the name doesn't stick as it becomes kind of a traveling show, so that everybody, it's not just, who can travel to Oklahoma on this one week a year. Eventually, it becomes Malorapalooza, and it's just this, or the I don't know, whatever the Vans Warp Tour, the Vans of.
I love that.
The Vans Warforged tour.
Can we say that every year we try to make a big show of like who's going to be the headliner this year? It's a mystery. I can't imagine who they might pick. And then on the poster every year it says Genuine.
And everyone's still excited.
Yeah, Chud.
And everybody's like, again, yes, thank goodness.
As you age, you become a mixture of this like Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, just this super loved, like old timey guy who just is spitting out wisdom. It's just one chill guy. Most young like drug users would be like, yeah, on my like Mount Rushmore of like greatest burners, man, Chud Bingsley.
He's spitting out wisdom like Lothario spits out kids.
Mark Richards spits out tobacco juice.
As a matter of fact, Chud, you actually found a way to help school kids. You finally found an audience for the milk you produce, and as well being a magician. Being a wizard. So, there are no more hungry school kids anywhere in Sostagara. You go to school, there's somebody's creating bread, and we got milk, chocolate milk, all kinds of milk coming your way.
Yeah, and where do you think they get the cheese for pizza day on Fridays?
Now you can picture a fun milk carton, but with like a cartoon Chud, like on the box.
And they ignore lactose intolerant kids, so it's actually brought the fecal mancers back into work. They're
creating jobs.
That's their profession. You're creating jobs, and like Burlomatic in chat said, they control shit golems that also help facilitate the job. So you're just helping your society.
Creating more jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
That's what we do.
Like I'm a nurse, I'm feeling, or a teacher, I'm feeling kind of constipated. Go see the fecal mancer.
Yeah. But wash your hands afterwards. Come on back.
And a little Gonk's not here, but just kind of a little epilogue. Eventually.
I rage.
Eventually, Sostagari.
I shit on your dad.
Sostagari has to come up with a new leader, but the thing is, the last two emperors they've had like one figurehead who everything has to run by, or at least a figurehead as far as you know, is supposed to the one person who represents the state, who people look to,
Uh,
even if only.
There's actually a few
symbolically.
write-in votes for Malison Kill, which was weird.
But they're all the same handwriting. Her handwriting.
It's Gonk's handwriting and it's backwards, and it's like, you know, it's like Toys R Us. The R is backwards. There's no mouth. There's no R in this. But somebody floats the idea that maybe Gonk Holskin should be the leader. Just somebody who is widely trusted, just a lovable figurehead, like kind of like a George W. Bush, but for good. You know, like he's there to, he's there to put a smile on people's face and really just get people to be encouraged to do their civic duty. You know, to support.
Of shitting on dads.
Yeah. You know, I'm kind of dumb, but I'm a veteran. I've been both a pirate and an admiral, so I was able to lock up all the constituencies.
And he controls himself in big diplomatic meetings. You know, he keeps it, and they ask him how, and he says, "My secret is I always rage." Right? He's always angry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always angry.
I'm always angry.
I believe in killing them with kindness, and baby, business is good. And all right, Chud, how do you picture at the end of Chud's long life? How does he go?
Well, I don't like to even imagine it. So what I picture is, you know, the end of like it was The Hobbit, where like the elves just get tired of this shit, and they're like, you know what? We're getting on this boat and floating off into the sunset. And they're like, come on with us, Bilbo, or whoever it was, Frodo, I don't know who it was. But that's what I imagine, is getting on a boat to sail off to an elven land where I can pretend that I'm not dying at the end of this adventure.
And so as this boat is wandering through these ancient seas that can only be traversed, I guess, if you're mortally ill, I don't know. But
Gandalf lived forever, I want to say. I feel like that was his his hat.
You walk into a tavern, a very quaint tavern, and there you see all the people from your past. Gertrude.
Oh.
Gertrude you see her with some little horns that she can choose to hide at any point. Blanche, you see Tiffy, Kevin, Lothario. Kevin has this godly glow about him.
Oh, wow.
Kevin's saying, I had a dream, and you were there, and you were there.
I could see
He's
your
working
aura.
on a robotic thri-crane.
Yeah.
Boy, it's so nice to see y'all again.
I am the master
I've
of hell,
missed you
Teddy.
guys.
I swear to God, if you start giving hand jobs. Oh,
This isn't for me. I just, you know, it's service robots, you know, just.
Somebody
You
wants
swore
a
to
date
me
with
you'd stop giving hand jobs.
somebody wants a date with the frying pan when we get home. I'm sorry, I'm threatening abuse. Oh, look what you do to me, Jenny. And there you are, just like you guys met on our first episode, having a beer. And
Is this the same tavern? This is amazing.
The tavern died too.
It does look like the tavern in Parrott's Port that you guys met in so long ago.
How did the tavern die?
Burn it down.
Remember those wrestlers that we had? They came back and
Giants.
just wrecked the shop. Who are those do-gooders, the giant wrestlers?
Who's that bartender? Is that decorative cabbage?
Oh,
I
damn.
am.
He's being dragged out by security.
Oh.
Oh, see you later.
He's bounced. We'll give him the help he needs, and then you just see him getting beaten in the background.
Oh.
And that's where our adventure ends. You guys,
I'll buy the first round, y'all.
that's where your guys' adventure ends. In the, whether you guys admitted it or not, what your idea of heaven would be, being surrounded by the people you love, your best friends, and how you want to spend all of eternity.
But instead, you ended up in this bar.
Yeah. Oh, this was the second. This is like my group of acquaintances. I have some work friends I'd rather.
We're back at Winston's.
It's nice being childless again. I'm glad I died. I mean, past.
And that is where we're going to end our journey, unless somebody has a message for me. Kevin.
Dave, I think.
Yeah, go fuck it. No, I'm kidding.
Dave has something important for us all.
And
We started eating something right before he had to
I think
tell
he
us something
forgot.
important for us all, but he's about to deliver something that you
You
have been
guys,
waiting for.
am I doing it or are you guys helping?
Here,
I'll
Dave. Well, I'll help.
I'll
I
say
don't
my
know what
thing.
it is.
we'll say Lothar. I like the idea of like Lothario, kind of like an older man, love handles, like, but still has just got drip, as it were.
Dripped out.
Just kind of, like the server comes up to take an order and just like, somehow, ends up being the sweetest customer. Like, and your old man too. Like, that's the sweetest old man I've ever.
Don't trust
As
his lies.
you see like a slow motion shot of all of us like walking across a football field of a high school for some reason, and you hear a voiceover, "Dear Mr. DM, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice every Sunday for 4 years in Sastagaria for whatever it is we did wrong. But we think you're crazy to make us write an essay telling us who you think we are. You see us as you want to see us, in the simplest terms, in the most convenient definitions. But what we found is that each one of us is..."
A rogue thief.
Jesse, go.
A furball, minotaur, wizard that thought he was a druid.
Yeah. Elf who wanted to be a fairy.
Thario.
I just said mine.
Turtle.
A
Chet, who's up?
A total who became the most wackiest, fail-forwardiest president in Sastagaria history. 4 more years.
A Warforged man turned boy. Actually, a Warforged boy turned Eladrin man turned Warforged man turned Eladrin undead. I think I am now. But I can be a robot when I want to because I'm in hell.
And my hammer. Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, Gertrude's Dudes.
Well, all of you will be in detention for the rest of the adventures. I do not drink sass talk in this administration. You mess with the bull, you got the horns.
You get the
2 more
wheel.
years. You're mine for
Then
2 more years.
Thank you very much for joining us. This has been an incredible journey. It was stressful always trying to find ways to keep up with this group because they're very funny, quick, and you have to kind of prepare for that. But you guys have helped keep me sane. Countless laughs, and that's just me. I'm not even the listeners. And I just wanted to thank Clint, Jesse, Sarah Lee, Sal, and Dave, and Caleb, Joe, Bijan, everybody who's been a part
Do
of this.
not dare thank Dave Wright. Fuck that guy. I'm just kidding. We love Dave.
I didn't have a thing for Rogar as well. Yeah.
Well,
So
thank you, Damien. This has been so much fun, and we really appreciate you DMing and taking all the time to put this whole story together. It was fantastic.
We got a comment from J. Hunter Pearson. Is that just like a fan? That's hilarious.
On,
I'm
Somebody
gonna pretend like I
explain-
don't know him and say yes.
Explain what
Nice.
streaming is to the old man. Sal.
Yeah.
I have a lesson for Dave.
Yeah, I had a blast. Thanks for bringing us all together, Damien. I don't know how you had the vision and how you. Maybe it was because you didn't know us well enough to think that it would all work together. But you kept us in line. You and Joe's story writing kept us going for 4 years, and I'm excited for 4 more years.
Yeah.
4 more
We're
years.
excited
Maybe
for
not
the
per
reboot.
campaign, but
Yeah.
Um,
Let's do double or nothing for the next campaign. 8 years.
8 years.
I am excited for more stuff, although the whole flood slowing things down is
Not cool.
the fact
not
that
ideal.
When that
Not
happened,
ideal, but
my heart sank to the ground. Like, my baby, our baby is dead. But it was literally you guys and the family that picked me up and said, "Stop being a mopey bitch. Get up. You fell down. Get up and go
Back
fix
on the
this."
horse.
And I am so great. I like when the flood happened. I really thought like, well, what's the next step? But I want to reassure the fans that the awful neutral train is moving forward again. Too fast, too neutral.
get back
I
on
want to
that.
reassure
on
the
that
fans
vocal
no
Too
one
awful.
actually used the words "get up, you mopey bitch."
No,
Oh,
I did.
I
I
did.
said that
I did.
directly to
No,
him.
yeah.
I
Oh,
did
I'm sorry. Never
flash my
mind.
chancla on stream, and I did threaten him. I was like, "Hey, we better. Don't make me pull it out." Oh, I'm pulling it out.
Now I feel like the weird one for not having said it myself.
What did that comment on the stream say, by the way? You
Nice.
Oh, we got lots of
Nice.
comments today.
So stop
Oh,
being a
let's
mopey bitch.
let's look at them.
We got
Who the
I'll
hell's
ignore
pound
the
cake
ones
in
that I
here?
added.
That's,
Yeah. The
Someone
most
just
amazing
said, "Get up, you
comments,
milky
actually.
bitch."
A lot of icons came at us. I don't know what the exact
Well,
translation.
Dave Callens, do you got anything to plug? And read me a comment if you can.
What's the name of today? It's Sunday. I don't even know. I have nothing to plug. I
It's
never
the
have anything
Lord's
to plug.
Day. Even.
Oh, fuck that. It's our day. Fuck that guy.
Fuck
He gets
you,
enough
be awful
days.
neutral.
This is our day. Yeah,
Don't
we
say
got a
that.
comment.
You saw how I treated us last Monday.
What's he gonna do? Burn down my house and kill all my oxen?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, we had a lot of.
fuck.
Some dude named Sly Funky Monk said, "Woo, 50 followers. Thank you all."
Yeah.
We're just gonna be reading our own.
Took the words
comments.
right out of my mouth and fingers.
Salvador Viesca, got anything to plug? Do you have a comment?
Just doing some live streaming throughout the week. I'm working as a working. I feel like a man for the first time in my 36 and a half years on the planet. Now that I'm doing carpentry with Clint, I've done it under a week, but it's the first time I felt like a man. So I'm just like living the alpha high. I think we've got. I don't know if we're booked on our own show that we're throwing up, or if we're gonna put way more hilarious comics on. But maybe on the 6th, I'll be on the thing with you guys, or later
Well,
this month we'll do a couple.
Stand by to stand by.
All right,
Yeah.
but in the meantime, I'll be open micing now that I could afford to drive, and yeah, maybe I'll see you before you see me, audience.
That's how you get the sneak attack damage. If you see him 1st,
Mhm,
he doesn't get the
mhm.
sneak attack damage unless he's
Watch
already
your
being attacked
pockets.
by a friend.
Yep. Yeah.
Attacked by a friend sounds funny, by the way.
Sarah Lee Steiner, do you have anything to plug? And do you have a comment? Or
I don't have anything booked in the next upcoming week. So if you're a booker and you're watching
You
this,
got a good
hey, what's
jokes or
up?
anything?
My Instagram handle right there. Let me know. No, I don't have good jokes, but you should still book me for.
would you go to Los Angeles for publicity for a show? 'Cause that-
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
well then-
Exposure.
We'll go to LA if anybody is an LA booker watching this, and it aligns with my PTO for work. Yeah, 100%. Let's go.
What about Boise, Idaho? Liquid Lounge is looking for somebody to open for Larry the Cable
I'll-
Guy.
Once the snow goes down, yeah, let me know.
I hear
And
the
then
Kava
my-
lounges in Florida are popping with the comedy.
Oh yeah, 3-hour shows are great.
Ugh. And then my comment I'm gonna pick is Burlomatic just added. Just get up, you mopey
Bitch.
dolphin sounds.
Pretty sure
I don't
weeks
know
ago.
exactly. There's a lot of
think that's true.
asterisks. It could be anything.
Let's
Is
Oh.
this Mad Lib where I get to choose the curse word?
see. Get up, you mopey, tilde, ampersand, exclamation point. I don't know what this
Yeah.
means. Jesse Egan.
You mopey wingdings.
Got anything to plug? And
I got a comment here. Here's we have one real comment, and it's from Jay Hunter Pearson, who says, "Nice." So thank you, buddy. Thanks for that, and I appreciate it. Yeah, you can follow me online at Jesse Egan Comedy on all social media, and check out new music by Danny and Jesse. And thank you guys so much for following us on Awful Neutral and Awful D&D. This has been so much fun, and we're really looking forward to our next journey together.
Little something about Jesse's music career. Not only are they all bangers, but you'll not like a ton of people have done a song about first love. A ton of people have done a song about getting broken up with. Nobody has done a song about Thanksgiving. Nobody has done a song about Midnight Run or The Predator, as far as I know. You are a pioneer, sir.
I think there's some Festivus songs, but yeah, I thank you, man. I
I
appreciate
think
that.
Genuine did a song about Predator.
He did. Brow, brow, brow.
No joke. Your song about Thanksgiving, I've just I downloaded it into my iPod. Like it's just got a good beat. I love
Oh,
your
I'm
Thanksgiving
glad you
song.
like it. Yeah, thank you.
And
Appreciate
Clint, got anything to plug?
Well, apparently I'm helping my friends feel like men for the first time.
Thank you.
No, here's some news.
Quick side note, Sal, I'm proud of you.
Yes!
Yeah, I've had Sal assist me with a fireplace remodel, and he's been doing a great job. And it's
Aw.
lovely.
Is it
Did I
the
put you on
secret
the spot?
fireplace that you and Brandon discovered?
What's that? No,
Is it the-
not that one. No, it's I'm a job working for a client of mine. He's making real money for a real client doing carpentry assistance.
Did you
And he-
notice he was maintaining eye contact when he said he was proud of you too, Sal? That was pretty cool.
I'm going to look away because I was just so bashful. I couldn't believe it.
It was pretty cool. I had him try to make a cut on the tile saw, and at first he was nervous, and then like a few cuts later, I didn't have another cut for him to make. And he was like, "Dang it, I want to keep using that machine."
Yeah, addicted to the smell. I mean, I've never used anything like that, and it's like a saw that you like slide forward. And watching him, I was like, oh, I already know like 10 ways I could die using that.
Oh yeah.
I'm so
Is it
scared.
one of those ones that realizes
A
there's
wet saw.
moisture and stops going, or is it one of those ones that will remove flesh?
It'll remove flesh, but he told me, don't worry, it's not that bad. It doesn't remove too much. It's not a super solid blade or something like that. And I was like, I feel like he's just lying to me, so I do this job.
No, tile saws they're not as good at cutting people as they are like a table saw or something like that. It's not nowhere near as dangerous.
Friends like, believe me, I've tried.
Yeah, like the,
Look, the neck is just won't do it.
I am picturing like the John. He killed 3 guys with a tile blade on.
The wet saw.
Fucking table saw. Real quick, I want to ask one more question of all you guys before we close out. Let's go in reverse order. Back to you, Clint. Clint, did you have a favorite moment from this campaign?
My favorite moment.
You can pass. 'cause,
I always go
'cause
back
first.
to the calzone hovel after we saved everybody from hell the first time, and we were all sitting around, and it was a happy family. Everybody was here on the cast. You were Blanche Poubelle, of course, but then it was like the happy family that's sitting here, the core group. And we were just all
Drinking Pepsi.
a shirtless hot guy from hell, a cat, and a father and daughter and wife.
That's right. Dispatch.
And
Great moment.
and yeah, and then what's his name? The Spatter,
Alex
aka Alex Jones, came in, and it was just great.
Trench coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that was a great one. What about you, Jesse?
Yeah. I always think of the one when we had a dance battle for like.
Yeah,
forever.
that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the blue. What was the Blue Man Group? What were they called? It was
What was the Waka Jabbas?
the Waka
Yeah,
Jabbas.
that's right.
Right, the Waka Jabbas, and we were helping each other cheat in a dance contest, and that was just so much fun.
You beat the Bros of Anarchy or the Bros of Discord or
Yeah.
something like that.
I love
Sarah
that
Lee,
one.
did you have a favorite moment in the campaign?
God, I think it was like episode 4, where it was the tapioca episode.
Or it's all-
I don't know why.
Oh,
That's
God.
still to my day is like,
Are you gonna
And then
finish
the-
your tapioca?
yeah, the cutaway to the guy almost like oh gosh, what's the
it's the
movie?
one
Monty
voice for a character
Python.
you've done. The
I
one
know.
voice is the
Yeah,
tapioca.
listen.
Never held him back.
But just forever in my life, I just always think for the last 4 years of that whole scene, and then the cutaway to the guy who's like in the dungeon, just like in Monty Python, and he's just like clapping along.
If people don't remember that scene, that was like our first kind of like torture-ish scene. Like Kevin, I believe Kevin had his tail removed, like he was being tortured by Chad Privilegington III, who Lothario ended up saving way later in the campaign from his Hellraiser torture, and I guess caused a Christmas Carol in the last in this episode today. But yeah, I remembered we were still in the studio at that time pre-COVID, and we all burst out laughing when, Kevin's not reacting to the torture, but like, can I have your tapioca? It really punctuated the heaviness of the scene very well. Sal, do you have any favorite scene?
the scene where I no longer had to be responsible for kids on the very last epilogue episode. Okay, I had a blast setting up the first like Flame Festival, just coming up with like us like continuously yes anding and somehow making Genuine like a repeated callback tag, no matter how tiresome it got to maybe the
Never got
audience.
tiresome.
Yeah, to me. I loved taking on or dealing with the Giants, just because I love seeing Damien's like fandom appear and hit those impressions. Hooking up after arm wrestling with a giant ogre lady. I mean, there's so many memories that are kind of a blur because I think I was intoxicated most of those moments in story, not in real life. And I just had a blast doing this. I can't think of one exact one. I thought it was cool as heck when I was actually in real life sick that Bijan took over the character, heard the name, and was like, "Oh, naturally, he's got an accent." It was really awesome listening to those episodes because I intentionally did it just to not, and I was like, "Yes, yes, yes." So yeah,
Well,
like
it's
everything.
clearly Latin. I guess I could just roll with it.
Yeah.
Glad you create a character like Wong Li. That would have been a very offensive accent.
Well, you're giving me ideas for my next character.
I'm going to be a fecal mancer named Wong Li.
Oh God.
Ooh, another moment I liked is when we yes-anded that Osmodius looked like Will I Am Defoe.
Oh yeah.
That was the moment I was going to use because there was a whole like a scene where like Kevin Dave says, "I'd like to challenge you for your golden fiddle," and Osmodius goes, "Actually, that's another guy. I don't do the golden. Do you play guitar? Do you have a prog rock off on guitar?" The devil went to Seattle. He was looking for a prog rock band to see. Yeah, that was my favorite scene, probably hands down. And there's been a ton. You guys like that. That's kind of been the value proposition to doing this podcast with you guys is that I picked some of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life, and just every Sunday, no matter how shitty of a day I was having, a week I was having, no matter how stressed out I was, like, oh no, I got to get this episode. Just you guys just like took my stress off for the week and just made every week better, and I can't thank you enough. And Dave, I'm not forgetting you. What's your scene?
There were a lot of good ones. Like all the ones we mentioned were great. The Flame Festival was so much fun when Kevin rolled some nat 20s to kill it on the drums.
Mhm.
Or we fought like a giant panda mech, I think, at one point.
You did.
Or the airships. But and also I love when we left Sarah Lee. Just like left her behind and forgot about her for like a few
multiple
weeks.
times.
Face down in the sewer.
You kept winning Webbies for other competing podcasts, which never gave us any promotional help despite the cast
I
overlap.
had no control over that.
I know. There was only one person who could have done it. We're not. People could read between the lines on that.
I think my favorite moment though was the when we went shopping the first time and I opened the Tome of Cats. That was early on, and that was when I was like, "Oh, we can go way off script here. This is so much fun."
You ruined some kids'
Damien
day.
has no backbone to stop me. Let's go.
It's against the rules. I'm supposed to stop him. No, let him go, Damien. They know what they're doing.
I feel like the first time we did that, Damien was just so in shock that he was like, "This will be a one-time thing. They won't keep doing this. This will be fine."
Yeah, I thought. Let's go shopping again. And also I forgot in that Flame Festival episode how Gertrude was like saw like the Privilegington guards look like Polly Senior and Junior from Orange County Choppers, and Gertrude's like, "Oh yeah, that one with the mustache."
Oh my gosh. We just had a comment from Burlomatic who said he loved the Honey Heist. I'm assuming it's a he.
Yes,
They
that's Joe.
love Honey Heist.
Yes.
Joe, he DM'd the Honey Heist.
That is actually Joe. Maybe not always on the episode, but you might consider the heart, the spiritual heart, and one part of the brain, maybe like the math section of the brain for the show. So
Also the disciplinarian of the show. He invented crickets.
Are you saying
Yeah.
wait, are you
Oh,
saying
yeah.
Burlomatic is Joe?
Yeah.
Is Joe.
Burlomatic is Joe
And-
in the thread.
Oh.
And everybody should know, like
Fuck
Joe.
these comments. No,
No.
never mind. Take it back.
I'm the super cool dad who lets you guys get away with everything. Joe's the angry mom who has to lay down the law.
But Joe, tell
send
tell
people
the
to the
people
rooms.
some of the adventures that Joe has DM'd for us because they've been amazing too. Honey Heist that he mentions is one of them, but also the Hellfraiser.
The Hellfraiser.
so
We
fun.
still have people begging us, bring back Hellfraiser. What the fuck? Why is there not more Hellfraiser? Why isn't this an
Yeah.
entire Hellfraiser podcast?
He brought up the crickets too.
The-
The
He
callback.
invented the
of-
cricket. Call of Cthulhu. He
Yeah.
invented the crickets.
And that
Mhm.
that first Halloween adventure, I had people telling me that was the best episode they'd heard of, because the soundscape. I put a lot of effort into layering the sound because we were recording in a different way, and Joe, that's all Joe's baby, and thank you, Joe, for all the hard work you put in. Caleb's not here either. Caleb, you're a super busy dude, and you're also a legend in the tabletop gaming industry, and we're so grateful for every fucking second we had on you with this adventure, man. Caleb doesn't have as much time with us moving forward for every adventure, but he's going to jump in when he can and help us out when he can moving forward. So give Caleb Cleveland some love.
Caleb is drawing.
At Caleb is
Check him
Right
drawing.
now?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant he actually.
Yeah, drop into his DMs. You up? Like right now, everybody. And I have been your Dungeon Master, Damian Mercado. Thank you very much for joining us on this adventure. As we said, we're going to cry. At least I personally want to cry if I keep... and that's not because I'm holding it. I have to go to the bathroom when I'm holding it. I have loved every second of this. Thank you so much, everybody. Join us on our second campaign. We will be back next week live again, all together in a studio in one form or another as we work out the kinks moving forward. So bear with us if there are any growing pains on the next 2 episodes. But we will be there. Hopefully on fucking time for once. And we have check out our Patreon. Check us out at Awful D&D and also all your social medias. And thank you very much. Later, nerds.
Later,
Bye,
nerds.
everybody.
Bye.
I